Hello, friends. Welcome to day 4.
Mark chapter 14, verse 32 to 34 says, "And they went to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, 'Sit here while I pray.' And he took with him Peter, James, and John, and began to be greatly distressed and troubled. And he said to them, 'My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch.'" Okay, open the egg. What is it?
Hands going like praying.
Oh, they're praying hands? Let me show your friends. They have praying hands. Let's listen to why this was in today's egg.
I was doing it.
Okay. After dinner with his disciples, Jesus took them to a garden. He asked them to pray while he went to another place in the garden to talk to God alone. He began to be sad and to dread what he knew was going to happen soon. He was going to die. Jesus was willing to die, for he once said, "No one takes my life from me, but I lay it down of my own accord." You see, one of the remarkable things about Jesus was that, like no one other before or since, he was both God and man at the same time. The God part of him was willing to die because of his great love, but the human part of him did not want to experience the great pain that he would surely suffer by dying on the cross. When you feel afraid or sad, you should do just as Jesus did and pray. Jesus and Heavenly Father can help you when you're scared and when you're sad, and they'll be able to answer all of your prayers and make you feel happy again. So tomorrow we're going to open a new egg, and we're going to see what's inside that egg, and we're going to listen to the rest of the story of Easter. Bye, friends.
Bye, friends. Hello, friends. Welcome to day 5.
Good job. Then Pilate took Jesus and flogged him. John chapter 19, verse 1.
It's some rope with this brown thing.
It's a whip
A whip.
or a flogger. This is rope, and then this is like a handle, and it used a whip. Okay. When Jesus finished praying in the garden, the men who wanted to kill him took him as their prisoner. They brought Jesus to Pilate, the ruler, and he had Jesus whipped. The whip used was long and hard, but it hurt Jesus so bad that it made him bleed. Jesus hadn't done anything wrong. The men who wanted to kill him were afraid of losing power, and so they wanted Jesus out of their way. They knew that if people really believed that he was the Son of God, which he was, that they would follow him. So that's what was in today.
Hello, friends.
But Peter began to invoke a curse on himself and to swear, "I do not know this man of whom you speak." And immediately the rooster crowed a second time. And Peter remembered how Jesus had said to him, "Before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times." He broke down and wept. Mark chapter 14, verse 71 and 72. Okay, open the egg.
It's a rooster going like that on the top.
It's a rooster.
It can't stand up.
You may wonder what a rooster has to do with the Easter story. For Peter, one of the disciples of Jesus, the sound of a rooster crowing triggered great sadness and caused him to cry. Here's what happened. Peter was one of Jesus' closest friends, and he once promised that Jesus that no matter how dangerous things might become, that he would be loyal, and Jesus could depend on him. But Peter began to change his mind when he realized that those who planned to kill Jesus might want to kill him too. In fact, Peter was so afraid that he denied even knowing Jesus. Just the evening before, when Peter had promised to be loyal, Jesus told him that he would indeed deny knowing him, not just once or even twice, but 3 times. And in fact, it happened just as Jesus said it would. The rooster was still crowing when Peter remembered what Jesus had said, "Before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times." That's in Mark 14, verse 30. Peter was so ashamed that he ran away and cried. So tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to open another egg. We're halfway done with our resurrection eggs, and we have 6 more days until Easter. We love you. Bye.
Good night, friends. love you. Hello, friends. Welcome to day
7.
Is this 7?
Yep. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus to the governor's headquarters, and they gathered the whole battalion before him. And they stripped him, and put a scarlet robe on him, and twisted together a crown of thorns. And they put it on his head, and put a reed in his right hand. Kneeling before him, they mocked him, and said, "Hail, King of the Jews." Matthew 27, verse 27 through 29. Okay, open it.
It's hard, Mom.
It's a crown of thorns. Can you see the thorns on there? That would hurt if it was on your head. Okay, hold that.
It's pokey.
After Jesus had been whipped, the soldiers took branches with thorns and twisted them into a shape of a crown and shoved it down on Jesus' head. Again, Jesus bled. We know that because Jesus was the Son of God, he could have stopped the men from hurting him. But he let them continue. Do you know why? Because even though he hadn't done anything wrong and he had not sinned, Jesus was taking the punishment for all of the wrong things that any person has ever done or ever would do. That includes you and me. We love you. And we're excited to do another egg tomorrow. And we hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. Bye.
Bye.